I'm telling y'all, these daggum bugs, they are being disrespectful this year. Don't be rushing, sister. You know, let her rest a little bit. She'll be all right, you know. She ain't going nowhere. A lot of times when I'm doing DIY, I'm just making it up as I go, okay? So, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm over here in the Three Sisters plot, and yeah, we got to get the first sister in the ground, so we're gonna go ahead and take care of that. I got to give you a quick walkthrough on where I'm at with the new chicken coop build. I got a quick little irrigation thing I gotta fix, and then I'm gonna catch y'all up on some things I've been doing around the homestead. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to it. All right, well, the first sister is Jimmy Red corn. Okay, so I'm gonna use Jimmy Red because it's a field corn, and field corn is supposedly more, stronger than sweet corn, and so you want a really strong corn stalk. So Jimmy Red it will be for this one. I think I already told y'all this stuff, but I'm gonna tell you again anyway. Kentucky Wonder pole beans are the beans that I'm gonna use. Obviously they're not going in today. And then the last sister, I got something. See, these bugs, I'm telling y'all, these daggum bugs, they are being disrespectful this year. Uh, and then the third sister's gonna be delicata squash, which is we're a ways off from that, going in as well. But today it's about Jimmy Red, and I got 5 hills that I'm planting. And so what I'm gonna do, and I'll bring you in here closer for one of them. But I'm gonna plant one on this side, one on this side, one on near side, one on the far side, and then I'm gonna go right in the middle of each one of those. Okay, so that's gonna give me 4, 8. That's gonna give me 8 stalks on each hill, or each mound, I should say. So, and that's gonna put them about 8 to 9 inches apart. Yeah, yep, about 8 to 9 inches apart. So, I don't know. I feel like that's a good distance. When I come back with the Kentucky Wonder pole beans, I'm gonna plant one on each side of each stalk. Okay, but we're a ways off on that. The biggest issue that I think people have is that they rush that second sister. Okay, don't be rushing, sister. You know, let her rest a little bit. She'll be all right. You know, she ain't going nowhere. Just take your time with the first sister. Okay, let the corn come up. Let the corn come up out the ground before you start, planting your second sister, which is the pole bean. I think you get that junction correct, and I think that your success level skyrockets. Out of all the research I read, the major thing was that the corn was not strong enough. So it was 2 things: either they used sweet corn, and the pole beans just got too heavy for it, or the wind was too much for it and it blew over, or they planted the second sister too early, and so it overtook the corn and it just was a failure. So we're gonna take our time. I'm in no rush whatsoever. Once the corn gets up high enough, I can't remember what I put down in my notes. Y'all know, hey, let me tell y'all something. The smartest people in the world, they don't try to memorize everything. They take notes. You know what I'm saying? So when the corn's about 6 to 8 inches tall, which me, I'm not doing it 6. I'm gonna wait till 8 inches tall. Then the second sister goes in. Okay, so Corn's gonna be 8 inches tall before I put in the pole beans. But anyway, I'm gonna get you in here closer right now and show you exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna come in here and water this mound in real good. And I will be watering this mound by hand the entire time that this project is going on. But I want to definitely get a nice, good soaking right now. And then we're gonna put the Jimmy Red in. Of course, right? I would drop them all. Oh man. Well, hey, I had poured some in my hand, so I'm gonna take the ones in my hand, put them back in there. And then these right here be the ones that I plant. Oh. Well, we might have some more Jimmy Red coming up here on the shoulders. All right, well that's what the Jimmy Red corn looks like. And this is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna put one right there. I'm gonna go down to that first knuckle right there. So it's about an inch deep. Bam. I'm gonna go straight across. Bam. I'm gonna go opposite corners. Just like that. And then I'm gonna go one in the middle of each one of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just gonna cover those back up. And they are planted. So I'm gonna get the rest of these planted, and then we're gonna move on to the next thing. All right, well, I got all 5 of them planted. I only planted one. One seed in each hole. I probably should have done 2, but hey, it's done now. It is what it is. These have 80% germination, so we shall see. We'll see. When I see them coming up though, like once they start to, get up a little bit, if I see that some of them didn't germinate, I'll throw another seed in the ground, and I'll just let those, catch up before I plant the second sister. So today gonna be 84. We got 88 this week. Like this whole week is gonna be in the mid 80s or so. Mid to upper 80s, really. We'll be touching close to 90. So we should get very fast germination over here. The mounds, if you don't know, the mounds actually help with the heat because they're raised up, and so they actually heat up faster than your in-ground. So yeah, hey, this is an experiment. I'm liking it so far. And first sister is in the ground. All right. Well, before we go and fix that little irrigation issue, wanted to show you my turmeric. I just got this in yesterday from Hoff's, and I got them in 7-gallon grow bags. I got them over here in the shade because they're tender, so I had them in the sun earlier, and you see they laid down a little bit, so I moved them over here into the shade. They start to perk back up. I'll leave them here in the shade for a few days, and then I'll put them back out here where I had them at, where I'm gonna line up all the grow bags right here. I up potted one of my pecan trees into those 3-gallon pots that I was using for the blueberries. Well, the blueberries are right there. So I up potted 2 of them because the roots were literally growing down, like big old roots too, out of the bottom of the old pots. So I had to cut the pots off of them to get them out of there. So I think that they'll like these bigger pots a whole lot better. You gotta check that out. I'm rolling the dice with it, but I'm gonna let it sit here for another day or so. I don't like those white the white shoulders on it, you know. I like it to be all red. Also, my Haas green blaze bush beans started coming up. So I am looking forward to those. Got pretty decent germination on it. Well, I know I didn't miss a spot, but there's one coming up right there. So maybe there's still some more, you know. Oh, look, yep, there's one coming up right there. So give it a little bit of time. So I came over here the other day when this was on, and it was just spurting out water like crazy. And I was like, what is going on? It's got the correct, everything is on here correct. So I figured, hey, I come out here and change it out, see if that fixes the issue. All right. All right. Well, let's see if that fixed it. All right. Well, I got it turned back on, and already I can see that it's not dripping there. It is still dripping over here. I have to figure that out, but that's just a little drip, so I'm not too worried about that. But it was dripping from here before it even built up pressure. And then once it built up pressure is when it like would start to squirt, like, you know, way on out. I think that's gonna fix the issue right there. I'm gonna let that run for a little bit and I'll come back. And while we're over here, I wanted to show you something about the onions real quick. First of all, yep, we in Onion City, y'all. Googly moogly. I tell you, every time I come in here, the only word I can think of is flabbergasted. I am flabbergasted. Y'all, look at how big that onion, man. I don't know if the video does it justice. That's a big old onion right there. Now, what I wanted to show you was this. See how this onion top has fallen over? That lets you know that at least this onion right here is ready to be harvested, okay? Now, I don't harvest until about 50% of these have fallen over. And so far, it's just that one and this one right here. Now, I want to show y'all something. If you see something like this right here, you see these? The whole onion is to the side, but to check it, you just feel it right here and there's nothing there. So this one has technically fallen over. Now this one right here, same thing. But you'll get some of them that have fallen over. I don't know, like maybe like that one right there is really leaning. That's not ready to harvest. Like these right here, how that one right there is like laying down almost. That is not considered falling over, because it's got to be like at the neck right here, okay? Not the whole plant itself. Show you another one. See how this one's kind of leaning? I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but it's kind of leaning. That's not falling over. This whole neck right here has to be bent over. So I get a lot of questions about when do I know when the onions are ready to be harvested, and that's how I know. That right there. I can go ahead and harvest this one right now if I wanted to, you know, but instead of doing a bunch of different harvests and instead of curing them, you know, at separate times and whatnot, I like to harvest all of them at once. So it's not gonna hurt anything for it to stay down like that. But once these, about 50% of these have fallen over, I'll harvest this whole bed. Now this bed is Vidora. This bed right here is Texas 1015. So these always, well, typically mature later than these right here will. And that's another question that I get a lot is, why are my onions just now bulbing, or why haven't mine bulbed yet, or whatever, right? So we're gonna talk about onions real quick, then we're gonna check out the chicken coop. So your variety of onion, and what I mean by variety is short day, long day, intermediate day, onions, that determines when the bulbing starts. All right. That determines the overall when the bulbing can start. Okay. I say that way. That's more appropriate. Now within that window, so let's say short day onions bulb between 10 and 12 hour days. So once the days reach 10 to 12 hours, that's when the bulbing is going to happen. It's scientific, it's biological, it's whatever. It's nothing you can do about it. You can't change it, okay? So once down here in the South, once the days get to be 10 to 12 days, 10 to 12 hours long, our onions are going to start bulbing. Okay. That's why we plant ours in the fall. So it gives them more time to grow, because if we planted our short days in the spring, they're still going to grow, and they're going to make, you know, bulbs and whatnot, but they won't make any like really big bulbs, you know. I say that, but hey, rules are meant to be broken. So go ahead and do what you want to do. Tell them, Timmy. So now intermediate day is 12 to 14, and then long day is 14 to 16, 14 plus, right? Hours in the day. Now, if you now within that window, so let's say within the 10 to 12 hour window for us here in the South, within that window, a variety may bulb before another variety. So you have your category of short day onions. And so my Vidoras may start bulbing before my Texas 1015s. Okay. Within the short day parameters though. Okay. I hope that makes sense. So when you're wondering why is somebody else's onions bulbing and mine aren't, or how are they so far along, you know, and I just planted mine 2 weeks ago, you know, just know that in the South, for the most part, we plant ours in the fall for a spring harvest. The rest of the country plants intermediate and long days in the spring for a summer harvest. Okay, so that's the typical rules, but y'all know hey, you can try all different other kind of stuff, whatever. The only thing I think that you can't, um, that the rule is going to be the rule is that when they bulb. So like 10 to 12 hours, I mean, there's nothing we can do about when that bulbing is going to start. Um, as far as the onions are concerned, as far as I know, okay, as far as I know, you got to be, hey, you have got to be particular on these YouTube streets, because I'm telling you, woo. Anyway, hey, Onion City, we out. And another thing I wanted to touch on real quick, when I was talking about the blueberries and my garden tour, I wasn't talking about getting rid of the blueberries. I was talking about digging them up and starting over as far as replanting the same blueberry, okay? Not, pulling it up and getting rid of it and starting over the new. I know they're still alive because somebody was like, they look like they're still alive. Yes, they are still alive, okay? So I wasn't talking about getting rid of the whole plant. I was talking about digging up the plant, fixing the soil, and then replanting it, okay, in the same location. So I still think that is an option, but yeah, I wanted to get the some expert opinions on that. So no, not replacing the whole, getting rid of the whole plant. We ain't in the business of throwing away stuff that's alive like that. But just starting over as far as what that soil is down there. Oh, and y'all see them muscadines, man. Ooh, them jokers is looking good. They leafing out fast this year, way faster than previous years. But oh, maybe I can show you better on this one. Hopefully y'all can see where my pointer finger is. But that right there, that's where the fruit gonna be. Yeah, buddy. And I got a whole bunch of them on here. And a whole bunch of them. Oh, let me show y'all the vine that's got a whole bunch of them on there. So this is my other icings. See if I can get you down in here so you can see. Y'all see that right there at my thumb? That's gonna be where the muscadines are. And there's a whole bunch of them. I mean, whole bunch of them. This one right here is going to definitely produce the most. You see that? All those on there? That cluster? Man. And they coming out. They are coming out. This one is going to be loaded. And I mean loaded. I cannot wait. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the muscadines this year. All right, y'all. Well, I got the roof put on. Man, let me tell you, that thing was rough. I got one of the windows put in for some extra ventilation, but it's just in there temporarily. I only got like one screw on each side because I got to put the siding on the outside of it, and I would have to take this back off anyway. So I'm gonna leave it there for right now. I just wanted to make sure I had the hole the right size. I'm gonna put another window over here on this wall as well, which is the very next thing I need to do. Go ahead and get that window so I can, well, I got the window, but go ahead and get it in there so I can frame it out and everything. So it'll be easier for me to, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put here, let me take you back to the outside. I'm going to put the siding right over top of this, and then I'm going to go on the inside and I'm going to drill a hole on each corner and then cut it out from the inside so that the hole is exact right size for what I need there. And really, I'm gonna put some trim around here anyway. So even if I'm off a little bit, it doesn't matter because the trim is going to cover it all the way up to right there anyway. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna box this one out and get it set up so that I can put the siding on that side. I got my roofs put in. So these roofs, that's 10 foot. So it's a total of 20 feet of roof space. And I'm probably gonna keep about that many chickens. So if it turns out that it's not enough, then I can always still put some roofs up on this side. I don't want to put any roofs down here on the bottom though. But I like this setup. Let me show you how it works. All right, well, I'll bring you back in closer in a little bit to show you this, but I got a chain hanging from the roof right here with a carabiner. And on the back side on all of these, I got carriage bolts in it. I'll bring you up here and show you those too. And I cut the wood in a way that I can rotate this up, okay? And so basically you just grab the bottom, rotate it up, and hook the carabiner on it, and it's out of your way. Now you can come in here, you can rake this out, you can bring in more, well, I wouldn't add more with it up. I typically will have it down because you need this bottom plate to be all the way down on the ground for it to sit right, you know. But to clean it out, you know, like you got shavings or you got wood chips or whatever it is you got in there. I know a lot of people talk about using sand and all kind. I don't know. I got plenty of free wood chips, so I'm just gonna use some wood chips. And then when I'm ready to clean out the wood chips, all I gotta do is raise this up, come in here, rake it out, you know, the big old pile out here, put it in my compost pile, put this back down, and then throw out some more wood chips. So probably what I'll do, honestly, is I will drive my my zero turn in here and with my dump trailer on the back and just dump them. I'll dump me a pile like back here in this corner, back here, whatever, right? I'll just dump me some piles and then I can let this back down and then I can rake it out so that nothing's underneath the bottom plate right there. But I'll take you in for a closer look real quick. All right, so it's still in the up position. And so this is the key. So I use a carriage bolt with a washer on this side. It's just got a nut and a washer on this side, right? And these two cuts are at 45 degrees. And the reason why that's important is because if you just do the one cut, the top, this part right here that's no longer here, will hit this. And so you wouldn't be able to raise it up as high as I raise it. You'd only be able to raise it up a little bit. But by doing two 45-degree cuts like that, you're able to raise it up as high as you need it to go. So the other part, I got this chain right here. This chain holds, I think it said like 250 pounds. But up at the top, up there, I just got a, what is it called? It's a, I'm gonna put it up on the screen, but it's a screw with a bolt head on it. See, it's just a screw that screws right on through. And I put a washer, you know, where the bolt head is, and then that attaches my chain to the top. And then I got this carabiner on here that I hook into this eye hook that's in the front of the bottom plate. Really simple design. Now I got this extra bit of chain here. I can tie it up, or I can clip it up to the top up there, or whatever. You know, I just I ended up having too much chain, and I'd rather have too much than not enough. So, but yeah, that's how you keep it to stay up. You know, there, and I mean, it'll easily hold this up. This isn't too heavy. All right, so to put it back down, just unhook it and drop it back down there. And it's good to go. Now I can come in here, and let's say I had put those piles in the back there. I can rake the piles out, you know, so that I can cover this up here. I can actually, with my dump trailer, I can put piles over here as well, you know, just so long as they're not right here where you're about to put this bottom plate back down at. So like almost right in the middle is where this bottom plate is. If you wanted to do something like this and you need dimensions, now y'all know, now look, a lot of times when I'm doing DIY, I'm just making it up as I go, okay? So, but I think that these vertical supports came out to 71 inches. Oh, look, I wrote it down on the thing. 71 inches long. You could do 72, okay, if you wanted to. But I just happened to have some that were 71 and 3/8 for some reason. And so I went on ahead with 71, and then it's 45s on both ends up there. And then down here on the bottom, it's only 145 so that it's flat when you put it down. And then these little notches right here, you can see them where I set the 2x4 in. I did not measure those, okay? I just know that this in here is 18 inches. I went 18 inches from this roost to this roost. As far as how far deep I cut and how far forward, I don't know. I just kind of, you know what? I think I went 3 inches down. I think I went 3 inches down. And then wherever that was to level, that's you know, I just went level off of that. So I took a triangle. It's I don't want to get it confusing, but I took a triangle and made it to 45-degree angle so that it was level, and just and made a line there. And I just took my Sawzall and just cut the notch out. So yay. I keep it simple when I'm building stuff. So it gets complicated, but but it's still a simple design. So but yeah, that's that right there, man. And then I tried to do this little support right here, but I'm not going to do that support underneath the box. I'm just going to take that off. I'm just going to do like I was meaning to do and just drill a hole down through the bottom to keep this from sliding back and forth like that. Like you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the, I don't want it to slide like that. So, and people were concerned about chickens roosting on the nesting box. Well, I can just put that up, and so they can't get in there. This right here is a pretty good little slant. I mean, I'm sure they could get up on here, you know, but as far as being inside it, I'm gonna have to close them up every night, so it's not like they'll be able to sleep inside there. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is for the first like week or so, this is gonna be down on the ground so they can get used to it. And then I will gradually raise it up. I'm gonna put it up on some cinder blocks next, and then I'm gonna put it back up in here. At least I think that's the process that I'm gonna take. But even if I did, let's say this roost right here is down, this roost is higher than that roost over there. So it shouldn't be an issue with that. But if it is, like I said, I'm coming down here every night to close them up in here. So it should not be an issue. Yep, got the roof on, y'all. Man, let me tell you, that roof was just about like that daggone patio. No. This roof ain't got nothing on that patio. Uh, if you know, you know. But I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna make it semi snake proof. I'm gonna block up this whole part up here. Okay. So nothing can get in this way. Obviously, I'm gonna have to do that anyway, because that's big enough for like a raccoon or something like that to get in there. So I'm gonna come in and block that off. And then over here on the sides, you can see there's a gap. Now, raccoon probably can't get in there, but I'm still gonna block that off. I need like a 1x that I can put in there, and I'll just block off all those gaps right there. And then back here, I'm gonna do the same thing as far as blocking this part right here off. So once I block all that off, then I gotta come back and put in my hardware cloth on the bottom. Oh, and I got some poultry netting. I got my fence charger. I think I showed y'all this stuff before. The new waterer. And so I decided to go with these waterers. Okay. I'm gonna have to get them used to these. So I may go ahead and set this up now over in their old, area, so they can get used to getting water out of these nipples like this right here. So we shall see. But I'm gonna put the fencing up over here. It's 100 and I can't remember the length of that fencing, but I'll set up a nice little area, for them, and they'll be able to come out here. Got some protection from the trees here, but we do got some aerial predators around here. So I'm hoping that having the turkeys around with them and whatnot, they should be all right. And I'll keep a couple roosters. Well, I did all my painting. So these right here only have one coat of paint on them so far. These two have one coat of paint. This one, and this is just debris that's on, so I'll just come out here with a broom and sweep that off and they'll be fine. But and then that one's got a second coat on it, and this one right here has got a second coat on it as well. So they are ready to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them are ready to go up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them still need another coat on it, and it's just a light coat. So what I did on the first one, so I don't know if y'all can tell, you probably can't see it, but this part right here is a little bit lighter than this right here because it's thin. And so what I did was, you might be able to see it a little bit from this angle right here, how there's some light spots on it. So the first time through, I painted it this way. And so when I do my second coat, I go back and forth this way. And it really does a good job of catching everything. This right here ended up getting some mud on it and stuff, but I can clean all that off before I put another coat on it. I just spray it off and then come in here with the broom and sweep it off, let it dry, and then I can put another coat on top of that. Ooh, it's hot out here today, y'all. It's hot. Hey, don't be talking about my hair neither. I'm self-conscious about my hair. Hey, but I got hair though. That's one thing. That's one thing about us men in my family is we gonna leave this earth with a head full of hair. There ain't nobody in my family that losing their hair as far as the men are concerned. So, everybody say, you gonna start getting thin and nope, no thinning. We got heads full of hair. I know some people be thinking that too, because, you know, I'll be wearing my hats all the time. You know, be like, he always wearing a hat. What he hiding? I'm hiding these naps is what I'm hiding. That's what I'm hiding. Oh, man. Let me go ahead and shade. All right, y'all. Well, that's going to be it for the video. It's coming along, y'all. It's coming along. And I'm really, really, really excited. Oh, before I go, let me touch on something. Because if you're here right now, then you one of the real ones. So I'm gonna have a conversation with you just real quick, just a minute or so. This place, this homestead, this piece of land. I've talked about it before, how it's my peace, it's my place of refuge. And no parts of it is overwhelming. Not one part of it. Not one part. The only thing that's overwhelming is how blessed I am. That's the only thing that's overwhelming. But as far as like me working and my day to day and taking care of this, I love it. Like that old saying, if you love what you do, you won't work a day in your life. Like, I mean, it's so true because I love this. Now what gets cloudy is when outside requirements are thrown upon you. And so I hope nobody gets feels bad or whatnot when I turn down an invitation or I turn down, because I do need my time. I do need my peace. A lot of my time is spent on social media because, hey, that's what I do. I mean, I ain't complaining about that, but that's what I do, right? But at the same time, I unplug. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to unplug. Like, if I don't unplug, sorry, something just caught my eye. Y'all see how that just caught my eye? Daggone squirrel. Uh, but I can't go to these events. I can't do a bunch of stuff because I have to put up roadblocks and say, look, these are my terms, okay? So a lot of events and a lot of stuff like that, I just can't go to. I can't do it. A lot of people ask me to be on their podcast. A lot of people ask me, to be on their channel and stuff. And it's not nothing against the channel or it's just once that seed gets planted, then there's the next one, and then there's the next one, and then you know what I'm saying, and then it snowballs. And you might say, well, just do one or two. Listen. I'm 47 years old. I know a lot of y'all may have me beat in age, but I tell you what, I got some experience with this thing called living. And once old Daniel gets involved with something, it seems like folks just want more and more and more. And I'm not saying that in a conceited way or anything. I'm just saying that as an experienced way, because I am going to do the best job. And it's just how I am. It's just how I'm built. And so, and part of that is what's going on in my head as well. Where, all my life, my worth has been tied to my production. And so I could not let my production slip. And so anyway, I say all that to say, just don't be upset if I can't make it to your event, or if I say, hey, I'd rather not or whatnot. Just know that it's me. I have to have those boundaries. Now, having said all of that, every little bit of it, I will be in Jemison, Alabama, okay, for the Great Fall Garden Festival. I went last year, not as a participant, but just as a person that just came to to attend the event. But this year I'm gonna set up. That's the plan. Okay, I'm gonna set up a table and all the whole nine, and have merch, and I'm trying. Okay, but that is the one event that I can definitely say that I will be doing. Now, I don't know the date and all that stuff yet because it hasn't come out yet. But that event pulls people from all over. I'm talking all over the country. There were people, I met some of y'all at that event last year, you know, waiting in line and all that good stuff. So if you want to do a definite meet and greet, Jemison, Alabama, the Great Fall Festival, the Great Fall Garden Festival, look up Just Dig It Farms. Tracy, she kind of, you know, organizes it and gets it all together and all that good stuff. So you can go to her website, justdigitfarms.com. It still has last year's information up there, but you can kind of see what it's all about. But yeah, that's the only event right now that I can say I'm gonna be at. Okay, I'm trying to figure it all out because technically for participants it's a 2-day event, and it's hard for me to get out there and you know, like I can get out there on the same day, but it's hard for me to do an overnight thing, you know. So, but I got some months to figure all that out, and so anyway, I didn't drag this on long enough. Sorry, y'all. Just had something I had to get off my heart real quick. But hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you like the three sisters, the onions. Onions is looking, hey, this is an onion year for me. The coop is coming along. It's just, hey, it's April on the homestead, man. It's looking good. So hope y'all have a blessed day, a blessed start to your week. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.